Pastor Dave Gadini here, Fellowship of Faith in McHenry, and this is Faith Training. We're so glad that you're checking out Faith Training. This is all about helping you develop an intentional spiritual practice of spending time with God. You know, we believe that spending time with God in an intentional way every day is key to growing stronger in our faith and even just getting to know Him better. You know, maybe you're a practicing Christian or new to the faith or just more curious about Him. We're going to share with you techniques and exercises to help you foster that and get to know Him more. Now, we've got 3 different tracks that I want to share with you, depending on how hard you want to push yourself and where you kind of consider yourself to be at spiritually. For this round, our mild track consists of taking about a minute a day every weekday. And here's what we want you to do. We want you to start by just closing your eyes and taking about 10 deep breaths. Don't rush this. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just 10 deep breaths. And then read the passage of the day. Now, you can catch these on our social media platforms. They'll be posted every day right around 9 o'clock. Or you can go to the webpage at fellowshipoffaith.org, just check out Faith Training, and they'll all be listed there. But after spending a few moments of just slowing down, focusing, read that passage. And even if it only takes you 10 seconds to read it, use that minute as a time to connect with God. That's it. It's that simple. And if you happen to be doing this on social media and you see something that strikes you, or you want to comment on it or talk about something that's been happening through the process, go ahead and give it a like or give it a share or go ahead and leave a comment there. We'd love to hear from you in that way. Now, if you want to push yourself a little bit further, do our moderate track. Our moderate track will take you about 5 minutes each weekday. You're going to do the exact same thing as you did in the mild track. But instead of just reading the verse, we want you to read that verse plus a chapter. We're going to be going through Isaiah chapter 36 to chapter 50 over these 15 days of faith training. That's about a chapter a day, but you go at your own pace. You want to do 2 chapters one day and skip the next day? That's fine. You figure your rhythm, but the more daily, the better. Now, here's the key. We want you to do it in the Message translation of the Bible. Maybe you use the NIV or the NRSV or the New Living Translation or whatever your favorite might be. Those are all great, but for this, we intentionally want you to use the Message translation. You're going to start at Isaiah 36, and by the end, Isaiah chapter 50. 10 deep breaths. Read the chapter. It should take you no more than about 5 minutes a day. Now, if you want to push yourself beyond that, do our intense track. This we estimate will take you maybe from 10 to 20 minutes a day, depending on the soak time that you want to give it. You are going to do the exact same thing as the mild track. 10 deep breaths. Access the passage. You're going to do the exact same thing as the moderate track. Read that chapter, but instead of reading 1, you're going to read 3. It's the same spread. Isaiah 36 to Isaiah 50 in the Message translation. But here's how we want you to do it. The first day, you're going to read chapter 36, 37, and 38. The next day, you're not going to pick up at chapter 40. No, you're going to reread. You're going to go to 37, though, and read 37, 38, and 39. Then maybe you take the next day off and you pick up the day after that. Where do you go? Chapter 38, 39, and 40. You see what I mean? Every day, you're going to push it forward 1 chapter from your starting block, which means every day you're rereading things that you've already read. And I'll tell you, this is an incredible way to really get things to soak in and really start wrestling with what God is trying to say. It's going to be in that time that you're really going to start discovering insights that ordinarily just pass you by when you kind of read it and check it off the list. And I encourage you, ask yourself questions while you read. What's this person talking about? Who's talking to who? Why are they saying this? You might not get ready answers to all those questions, but have that dialogue. And if anything strikes you, highlight it, write it in the margin. Make a note of it if you're doing it through some kind of app or online platform. Now, we have one final alternate track that I want to share with you, and it's our family track. See, a lot of you may have younger kids at home, although this is something you can do with a spouse or a roommate or anyone else. If this is a practice that you want to engage in with people in your family, well, check out our family track, and you're going to get a series of discussion questions based on these readings that we want you to interact with. You can find these right on our webpage. It's the faith training page at fellowshipoffaith.org, and it'll be all laid out there. But go ahead and take that. So that's it. Start today. Do it through October 3rd. Pick a track, and let's get going.